indictment of the need for or the location of an urban center. My concern and my plan is to stop money on the project when no one is allowed to work it.
While it's unclear what the next steps are now that the contract has been canceled, the board stands united in a commitment to young learners.
And for more details on this case, including reaction from other board and community members, download our WIS News 10 app. There you can get instant push notifications bringing you the first alert. Go ahead and scan that QR code on your screen as well. Take you to your phone's app store where you can download the app for free.
Well, speaking of Richland One, the district is asking for the community's input in selecting its next superintendent. The first pair of meetings will be held tonight at Eau Claire High School's theater and Dreher High School auditorium. A meeting will also be held tomorrow at Lower Richland High School. All events start at 7 p.m. and anyone can attend. You can also provide feedback online. A district survey is open now. It'll close next Thursday, March 20th. We have a link with this story on our website. Just head to wistv.com.
The time right now is 6:07 at the State House. We are getting new insight into South Carolina's $1.8 billion mystery. The independent auditors who found the mysterious surplus didn't exist returned Tuesday to provide more testimony after Treasurer Curtis Loftus was questioned by senators 2 weeks ago. The auditors took issue with an assertion from the treasurer that he passed their report with flying colors and that they found, as the state's banker, had reportedly proper management and accounting for those funds.
I think we would be here if everything was properly accounted for. So that part about the 1.8 billion having not been, as we previously stated, investigated or truly understood as to what it represents a shortcoming in how treasury funds were accounted for.
And this Senate subcommittee plans to issue a final report on this matter with recommendations at a later date. Senator Larry Grooms says that the report could come as soon as next week.
The first alert this morning with new 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum imports starting today.
Yeah, this could potentially create more financial headaches for American consumers. U.S. businesses will now pay tariffs when they import those metals. It's likely to cost them tens of billions of dollars based on Commerce Department data.
Last year alone, the U.S. imported more than $58 billion worth of aluminum, steel, and iron. Experts now predicting auto prices to go up. Costs could also rise for home appliances, machinery, infrastructure, and more.
The time right now is 6:08. Still ahead on Sunrise. The second defendant in the 2022 Columbiana Mall shooting has been sentenced to 30 years behind bars.
How victims are reacting to the judge's decision. Plus, President Trump taking his first steps to dismantle the Department of Education, how eliminating the department could affect education at the state level.
You're headed to 5 Points this weekend. Saturday looks awesome, looking warm and breezy with a high temperature of 82 degrees, and then our next cold front drops in, bringing with it a chance at strong thunderstorms. We're going to talk more about when it gets here, and I'll let you know the main threats we'll be tracking when Sunrise returns after the break.
Say hello to Zaxby's Southern Fried Shrimp. You can shrimp it on a salad, shrimp it with fingers, or shrimp it in buffalo sauce. At Zaxby's, there's no line for your shrimp. We got the sauce. Zaxby's.
A work accident can change your entire life. I'm Stephen Samuels, your lawyer, when you've been hurt at work.
At WIS, we're up to get you going.
So you're on time every time.
With your first alert for breaking backups and trouble spots. Be on time every time with First Alert Traffic. Sponsored by Corner Pantry.
At WIS, we know you're busy, which is why we're here anytime, any screen. Just search WIS wherever you stream. WIS, whenever you want.
We just bought our first home. Sure, there's a lot to fix and money's tight, but my husband knows how to keep our spirits high and our grocery bills low. And thanks to those savings, the grocers always have hope. Babe, even if it's leaking. You're always there for them. And we're always here for you. Food Lion.
I said hi.
Good morning. With Local Act. Good morning. Yeah. Try Local Act 2 fruit bites for fast and gentle constipation relief in as little as 30 minutes. Making your good morning.
You need to get lost.
At WIS, we're up to get you going.
So your own time.
I'm gonna show you how to do that.
With your first alert for breaking backups and trouble spots,
Here's a different route to get you around this backup.
without letting the weather slow you down.
It's a first alert weather day. Stay
Hi,
prepared
Jim.
and weather aware.
More updates,
We have a breaking traffic update on I-26 westbound.
more up to date. Be on time every time. With First Alert Traffic, sponsored by Corner Pantry.
Today we adventure to Queens, where we see the male Homo sapien protecting his territory and seducing his mate. King of Queens, King is wild as common. 5 nights a week.
Weekdays at 5 on Columbia's CW.
Welcome back. The time is 6:12 this morning. A first alert out of the Low Country. A child is recovering this morning after he accidentally shot himself yesterday. Jordan
Ooh.
Markov joining us live at the alert desk. Jordan, what do we know about this incident so far?
Yeah, well, we know that this was a 6-year-old boy who accidentally shot himself in the knee in Somerville. Somerville Police Department saying that this all happened in a restaurant parking lot on Old Trolley Road in front of the Pagoda restaurant. That child was taken right to a local hospital to get treated. But what we don't know right now is police have not said how that 6-year-old got a hold of that gun. Also, no
That was
arrests have
funny.
been made as investigators are still trying to piece together what exactly happened. We also do not know the condition of the child at this time.
We're taking a live look over our nation's capital this morning, where the House of Representatives narrowly passed a spending bill. This is to prevent a government shutdown on Friday. The newly approved plan would fund the government through September and supports President Trump's agenda. That includes a significant downsize of the federal government. Speaker Mike Johnson called passing the bill the responsible thing to do, while urging senators to move the continuation resolution forward.
Well, this was a big vote on the House floor. The Republicans stood together, and we had one Democrat vote with us to do the right thing, and that is to fund the government.
The House Republican spending bill is an attack on everyday Americans.
And the bill now heads to the Senate, where it faces an uncertain future. Senate Democrats will face a tough choice: support the Republican-led bill or oppose it and force a government shutdown. The deadline is Friday nights at midnight.
Your time now, 6:14. Saluda, good morning to you. A little bit of a chill in the air to greet you if you are leaving out anytime soon. Your temperature is 44 degrees, and for a lot of us as we wake up this morning, we've got low and mid 40s in place to get the day started. So that does mean, once again, some type of jacket or coat of some sort to help you wake up with this morning. And you're also going to want to make sure you're able to shed layers. More so, this is important for today because we are going to get a lot warmer by the end of this afternoon, thanks to the sunshine that we have. Grab the sunglasses as well. The chill that you feel in the air as you step out this morning will linger for at least a couple more hours, but that is it. We are warming up fast today, and we've got a high temperature that'll make it into the low 80s. A lot of us are going to hit 81 degrees by the end of this afternoon. We are warm, and we are spring-like, and take advantage of it because we are tracking thunderstorms on Sunday. We'll talk about your First Alert weather day with a look at your First Alert 10-day forecast in 30 seconds.
The old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 workers, but at the core, this is a family business.
Our family watching out for your family. Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family.
Growing your business takes a partner you know and trust. Our digital marketing experts know how to reach your customers. At Gray Digital Media, we can help because we know local. Let's connect today. GDMColumbia.com.
Get outside and take advantage of the day. It's going to be a great one for you, whether it's your lunch break, on the way home. Awesome weather to work with. Your high temperature 81 degrees. A wave of energy moves through Thursday and Friday. With it, more clouds, and that's about it. Middle and upper 70s for high temperature, so it's a touch cooler, but still nice out there for the end of the work week. Saturday, is going to be a nice day. There is going to be a lot of cloud cover around, but we are going to be breezy and warm. A high temperature of 82 degrees to kick off the holiday weekend, and then by Sunday, hopefully you were able to get out and enjoy your St. Patrick's Day weekend on Saturday, because we're tracking a cold front with it, a chance at severe thunderstorms as this boundary moves through for the end of your upcoming weekend. I'll let you know where the best chance at severe weather is on Sunday when sunrise returns in just a couple of minutes.
A call came in. It's a good dad. I'm surrounded by rookies.
We got a major problem, Detective Hickman.
What is it?
We're out of crime scene tape.
I hired a detective who was chomping at the bit to take the next step in his career.
Oh no. This is my little brother, Henry.
And what about my shield? It's on order.
I'll buy you one from the toy store.
Y'all married?
Oh,
Brother and sister.
Imagine a scrapbook filled with all your favorite memories of 75 years of Darlington Raceway. Now imagine
You want pancake?
190 miles.
You want pancake?
You don't have to imagine it. You need to get to Darlington where the drivers of today tackle the track two times a day.
Alright.
Just like they did.
I do good.
Weekend at Darlington
I'm just fixing them.
Get your tickets now at Darlington
I'm just fixing them.
Each year, nearly a third of all homicides in South Carolina remain unsolved. Behind the cases are real people, real families, real faces, without progress, justice, or closure. And within
Yeah, I
each
got
case
syrup
are
and
these two words, last
I put that in the refrigerator because I don't use all of it at once.
details behind these cases gone cold. Someone out there knows the truth. Could
And it
give
don't
you
take long to cook them on
last
each
scene
side.
from WIS
Just 2
podcasts.
minutes, 2 to 3
Subscribe now.
minutes.
Let's bring it on home.
WIS Sports is your home team for
And they come out fluffy.
every highlight, every step of the way. As South Carolina basketball continues to hunt for glory, get in on all the action with Rick Henry and Julia Westerman on WIS Sports.
I just had to guess the timing.
17th at 7:30 on WIS 10. Chasing a championship. Sponsored by Lexington Medical Center.
Alright. Okay. Okay. I got a whole bunch of them in the cabinet.
Bringing you new
Like
information,
this.
but we're also bringing you accurate information.
Nah, I'm good.
It's amazing to see
Alright.
the behind the scenes.
My damn hand's still right in there.
That's where they probably try to hit the vein,
Huh?
but it ain't nothing to it.
Your kids to school. You can count on us. That is right.
Some of them things, but it ain't.
But it's gonna sting like that. That means they hit a vein or something.
Yeah, it'll go away though.
It'll go away.
Hurricane Gloria didn't break the porch swing. Monica did. But they love you anyway.
Weeknights at 6 on Columbia.
I just gotta get my circles right with the pancakes. I just gotta get my circles right with the pancakes.
I'll get some pancakes tomorrow, probably.
Okay.
You deal with eat and cook some bacon.
Yeah.
News this morning, President Trump taking the next steps towards dismantling the U.S. Department of Education. NBC's Alice Barr explains the new employee cuts being made.
Major cuts to the Department of Education, with the announcement nearly half its staff, roughly 1,300 career employees, will be out of a job. Education Secretary Linda McMahon called it eliminating bureaucratic bloat and a step toward President Trump's ultimate goal.
Linda McMahon, but deal with your husband Vince. That's all I gotta say.
Shut down the Department of Education.
That would require an act of Congress, though the president has talked repeatedly about leaving school policy to the states, setting off alarm among many parents like Lindsay Latham, who worries about losing federal oversight and grant funding for special education services children like her son Calvin rely on.
To make sure that their kid is being treated fairly and given the opportunity to learn like any other kid. If we go backwards, we are going to see such a regression in the most vulnerable population.
When newly elected DOE Secretary Linda McMahon says the department will eliminate funding for various programs.
When these plans were first announced, our team wanted to know how department cuts would impact your family. Well, according to legal experts, fully doing away with the Department of Education would require an act of Congress. The DOE oversees financial components like student loans, funding for low-income families, and special education funding. Some argue by eliminating the department, more spending decisions can be left to each state.
A first alert weather day remains in effect for Sunday, and thankfully with the holiday weekend approaching, Saturday will be nice to get out there and celebrate St. Patrick's Day. We are going to be warm. It's going to be breezy as well. A lot of clouds around, but still a lot of us will be dry. 82 degrees for your high temperature on Saturday. So we kick the weekend off very spring-like, and all the more of a reason to get out there and enjoy, because by Sunday we track this next cold front into South Carolina, and with it, widespread thunderstorms along its leading edge and the opportunity for severe weather. It's mainly going to be along the leading edge of the cold front as it drops through. And along much of the eastern seaboard, there is a level 2 or 5 slight risk of severe weather in the forecast from our friends at the Storm Prediction Center. It's within these shaded areas where isolated severe thunderstorms are possible. And the main threats that we'd be keeping an eye out for: damaging wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour. And as the system moves through, it does have a lot of momentum and energy with it, which means that a brief tornado can't be ruled out. The chances are low, but they aren't zero. So something that we'll have to respect, and we'll bring your first alert throughout the rest of this week with updates on our forecast timing, as well as impacts that we can expect. As far as totals of rainfall out there on Sunday with this frontal passage, I think a lot of us still were about around that benchmark of a half inch to an inch of rain. For most of us, it's more of the half inch in our totals of rainfall. But again, we'll keep an eye out for some isolated downpours that can get us a little closer to the 1 inch mark. And that's going to be depending upon where this boundary is able to set up and how quickly it drops through the Midlands. If it does move at a slower pace, I think more of us have a better shot at getting upwards of an inch of rain by the end of the upcoming weekend. So for a lot of us, there will be some rain in your forecast on Sunday, which means, again, all the more of a reason to get out there on Saturday and enjoy the nicer weather. Flash flooding will be low. There's a chance of it, and that's mainly going to be in some of our typical trouble spots, like a low-lying area in your yard, or if you live by a pond or creek. These might be some places that get a little overrun with water from the heavy rain. And of course, we have our chance at severe weather. It's not
Let me put some butter on this so it can melt.
Pockets within this line, producing damaging wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour. Thankfully, before we get there, there's a whole lot of weather to enjoy, including today. High pressure is in control of our forecast across the southeast. Remember, underneath high pressure, we keep a clear sky and we are dry. So that's why we've got a lot of sunshine to work with today. Before we get to that part, though, there is a chill in the morning. So make sure you have a jacket ready to go if you're leaving anytime soon. But it gets a whole lot better for us, a lot quicker as well today. Look at your highs all across the state. 80-degree mark possible from Greenville through Spartanburg and into Rock Hill. Even all of us in the Midlands, I think, with a great chance at hitting the 80-degree mark this afternoon. A little cooler along the low country and the coast of our state, but I think the sea breeze would be pretty nice, especially with some highs in the 70s, toes in the sand. That's how it's going to feel really all across the state today. So hopefully, whether it's the Riverwalk, maybe just sitting out on the patio, anything like that, great weather to enjoy, and hopefully you can take advantage of it. More clouds around Thursday and Friday. We are a little bit cooler because of those highs in the middle and upper 70s. We warm back up Saturday, and then we'll track a line of thunderstorms with your first alert weather day for the end of the upcoming weekend. Make sure you stay right there. We've got 5 things you need to know as you get out the door after the break.
Different route to get you around this backup.
Be on time every time. With First Alert Traffic. Sponsored by Corner Pantry.
After a serious injury, I tell people all the time, there's only 3 words you need to know. Just call Joy. It can get bill collectors off your back, help you get medical care, and most importantly, it will give you real strength against the insurance company. That can make all the difference between getting what you deserve and getting hung out to dry. Just call Joy. 3 little words that pack a big punch. 803-771-3100.
Touch can mean so many things, even for people with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can make 2 feel like 1, or simply be a helping hand. Dupixent can help you stay ahead of eczema as you welcome the feeling of touch. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin. And fast itch relief after the first dose. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor if new or worsening eye problems like eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma or other medicines without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, helps you feel the heal. See the difference for yourself? Reach out to your eczema specialist today.
Gold Bond Elite's Touch says everything. It says, I got you. And I'm never letting go. Ever. Gold Bond. Get in touch with irresistibly touchable skin.
For the acute treatment of migraine with or without aura in adults, Nurtec ODT can provide relief in 2 hours, which can last up to 2 days.
You know, if I go outside, Buddy's gonna bark and raise pain.
Allergic reactions can occur even days after use, like trouble breathing and rash. Get help if you have trouble breathing, swelling of the face, mouth, tongue, or throat. Common side effect is nausea. Ask your doctor about Nurtec ODT.
Huge news. You can get a son of for just $3. Wait, I said son of. Look at the words. Son of Baconator is $3. Thank you. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
Alerting you to 5 things you need to know this morning. In the Low Country, officials say the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is now investigating a fiery attack on some Tesla charging stations.
Police responded last Friday to the Tanger outlets where witnesses say they saw a man lighting beer bottles on fire before throwing them at the charging station. In all, 3 charging stations were burned, resulting in about $60,000 in damages. So far, the suspect has not yet been caught.
The Myrtle Beach State Forestry Commission says containment of the Carolina forest wildfire remains at 60%. Residents are now pushing for stricter policies against outdoor burning after Horry County lifted its burn ban. It remains unclear when crews will be able to fully contain blaze.
A new bill filed in North Carolina could more than double the minimum wage by the end of the decade. If passed, the bill would raise minimum pay to $10 an hour on January 1st of next year. Wages would then increase by $2 each year, ending at $18 an hour by 2030. The current minimum wage for North and South Carolina sits at $7.25 an hour.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture is studying 2 programs that provide money to schools and food banks to purchase food from local farmers. The first program provided roughly $660 million in funding. Any of these programs will cut more than $1 billion in federal spending.
And the U.S. will immediately resume intelligence sharing and military aid to Ukraine. That's after officials between the 2 countries met Tuesday for the first time after a fiery exchange in the White House less than 2 weeks ago. Ukrainian officials also agreed to a 30-day ceasefire proposal to negotiate the end of the war with Russia. Stay with us. We have another check of your first alert forecast coming up in 60 seconds.
Dupixent helps people with asthma breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. So this is better. That too. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It works with your asthma medicine to help improve lung function. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems and doesn't replace a rescue inhaler. It's proven to help prevent asthma attacks. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if signs of inflamed blood vessels, like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change your stop steroid, asthma, or other treatments without talking to your doctor. When you can get more out of your lungs, you can do more with less asthma. And isn't that better? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic in asthma, and now approved as an add-on treatment for adults with COPD that is not well controlled and with a specific marker of inflammation. You ordered first?
Hey, Good morning to you. We've got a first alert weather day in effect on Sunday, and we're going to be tracking heavy rain and gusty winds with our next cold front as it moves through for the tail end of the upcoming weekend. And within this cold front, severe thunderstorms are possible, and that's mainly, again, going to be on the tail end of the upcoming weekend.
Hi, what's up? How you doing?
And at times, these gusts will range anywhere from 60 to 70 miles per hour. Nothing to worry about severe for today. Your first alert, though, to grab a jacket as you get out the door this morning. It is cold. Manning briefly dipping into the upper 30s. 39 is your temperature right now. Sumter, Bishopville, you're down to 40 degrees as you leave out anytime soon. Some type of layer to help you get the day going. A lot of clear sky to work with, though, as we wake up this morning.
Listen to the news, you'll find out.
Showing that in place with high pressure and control across the southeast. And that'll be the name of the game for us even into this afternoon. Of course, as you get out the door this morning, just keep an eye out on one of our typical trouble spots, Malfunction Junction, though right now looks like traffic flowing smoothly for you, even though it's a little bit of a cooler morning and you have low 40s and mid 40s in place by the afternoon. We're talking windows down and sunroof open type of weather. Your high temperature, 81 degrees. Get out there, soak up some sun, and enjoy the afternoon. Around downtown for first alert traffic, no active accidents. Of course, one of our trouble spots, Malfunction Junction. We'll keep an eye out for a few additional brake lights over the next 30 to 45 minutes.
No.
The rest of the Midlands, though, looking good. We're all green and smooth sailing if you're leaving anytime soon. And to start, we'll talk more about your first alert weather day this weekend in a few minutes.
All right, Chandler, thanks for that update. The time now is 6:32. Witnesses on the scene of the drowning at the Watery River this past weekend say they saw the 13-year-old fall into the water and the heroic efforts of Good Samaritans on the riverbank who tried to help. Kershaw County Sheriff Lee Bone telling WIS 13-year-old was fishing with his family Saturday afternoon when he fell into the water, prompting 21-year-old Valentine Quiroz, a family friend, to jump into the water. Authorities say 43-year-old Navy veteran Lonnie Hancock saw the commotion and jumped in after.
And we saw some boots right down here in this area. And we yelled at the guy in the boat, he come over here and picked the boots up and realized it wasn't the guy that we thought it was. So he went back down there and was searching around in the area again, looking for the bodies.
An autopsy confirmed it took only a matter of seconds for both Quieres and Hancock to drown. The sheriff described both men as heroes, jumping into action to help save a teen's life.
And boating safety remains a top priority following the tragic story on Lake Watery over the weekend. We sat down with DNR spokesperson Charlotte McGee, who shared some tips on how to stay safe on South Carolina waterways as temperatures continue to warm up.
What can parents really kind of portray to their kids? So be mindful. You know, you always need to be alert when you're around water. You know, we cannot take any moment for granted. And making sure, you know, a lot of times people say if you're not a strong swimmer, you know, having a life jacket. Well, that's extremely important. But even strong swimmers can find themselves in danger or have a panic moment. So making sure that you're alert, you're paying attention, and that you have the proper safety equipment, because that can really save lives.
And state law requires everyone born after July 1st, 2007 to pass a boating education course before operating a boat. SCDNR offers free boating classes almost every Saturday. This weekend, there will be 2 classes. The first is at Central Carolina Technical College in Sumter from 8 to 5. The second will be held at the Flotilla Island on Lake Murray in Chapin. It runs from 8:30 in the morning until 1 p.m.
Your first alert to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, announcing a big arrest in the Charlotte area. Jordan Markoff joining us from the alert desk. Jordan, what can you tell us?
Well, according to ICE, they were getting several reports of increased crime and gang activity involving freight trains. So this led them to an investigation that led to a bust. Officials say 5 men who were allegedly in the country illegally were arrested along train tracks somewhere in the Charlotte area. Now, in this
Oh, y'all got arrested at Charlotte, Mecklenburg area. Okay.
Station in the background. These men were arrested on administrative charges and they could be deported soon.
Thanks, Jordan, for that update. Meanwhile, the Clarendon County School District has now been placed on fiscal caution. It's the second highest level of fiscal concern out of 3. A letter from the State Department of Education sent last month says district leaders failed to submit their 2024 audit report within the 60-day deadline. The district was placed on fiscal watch last year after not submitting their 2023 audit report. School Board Chair Johnny Bonaparte claims the delay in submitting the report was a technical issue brought on by the consolidation of the Clarendon County school districts.
I can assure you that this board is doing everything possible to get the doubts out of people's minds and making sure that we're doing our best for our children and our employees of Clarendon County.
Bonaparte says the district is expecting to submit their audit to the Department of Education by June. District leaders will still need to submit a recovery plan to the department.
But the South Carolina Department of Revenue is announcing local sales tax changes for one Midlands county. According to the department, Sumter County is adding a new capital projects tax. It's one of 5 counties making tax changes so far this year. The capital projects tax allows funding to be used for large-scale construction and renovation plans. Sumter County's sales tax rate will increase to 8% on May 1st.
So to come on Sunrise this morning, a first alert to new tariffs being issued by the Trump administration, how world leaders could look to resolve a potential trade war on Thursday.
Kicking off the holiday weekend, we're warm and breezy with a high of 82 degrees, and then our next cold front slides in Sunday with it, a chance at severe thunderstorms. We'll talk more about the severe weather threat that leads to our first alert weather day when Sunrise returns in just a couple of minutes.
WIS 10 right in your inbox. Subscribe to our daily digest to get updates on breaking news, first alert weather, and sports. Go to WISTV.com to sign up.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. For one, we're the only law firm with lawyers licensed in all 50 states. I set out to be everywhere for everyone. Everyone deserves their day in court. Injured? We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
An insurance industry study shows that you are 3 times likely to get more money if you hire a lawyer. We had a client who was hit by a commercial truck. The insurance company denied fault and liability. He was offered nothing. I got him over $1 million.
It's true, the insurance company was going to give me nothing. So I called Shelley Lee. After my case was settled, I got over $1 million.
Injured? Google Shelly Lee and call.
Hi, we're Fusion Real Estate Investments.
And we want to buy your house for cash. We buy property all over the area in any condition.
Bad renter, inherited houses, foreclosures, land, mobile home parks, apartment buildings.
Even nicer homes you just can't keep up with.
Don't make any repairs.
And best of all, no closing costs. It just takes a few minutes on the phone.
See if our family can help yours.
Call 803-305-0000.
With Allegra, you can stop being sneezy without feeling sleepy. Get 0% brain interference for fast, non-drowsy allergy relief with Allegra. It's a no-brainer. See Disney Snow White, March 21st. Rated PG.
Join us each night at 7:30 as we shine a light on people in our community who help to make it a better place.
Being together and doing stuff in the community definitely gets our team closer.
Everyone's super loving and fun and it's like a second family.
Sharing untold stories of kindness, compassion, and difference makers right here in the Midlands. This is WIS News Primetime. Weeknights at 7:30 on WIS.
Don't get stuck in a traffic headache. Watch WIS First Alert Traffic to avoid bad backups. We'll reboot your morning commute and guide you out of town on your drive home. WIS First Alert Traffic, sponsored by Corner Pantry.
At WIS, we're up to get you going.
Let's get right to the big stories.
It's the first alert weather day.
Sunrise on WIS, up to get you going.
Welcome back. Time right now is 6:39. Continuing to follow a first alert potentially impacting your wallet. A new 25% tariff on all steel and aluminum items is now in effect.
This includes imports from Canada, which is the United States' top source for these metals. We're breaking down what you need to know. Auto prices for both new and used vehicles are expected to rise. Costs for items like appliances, beverage cans, and medical devices could also increase. U.S. companies...
So which means we would have to pay more out of pocket, if you want a soda.
Now, these new tariffs are part of a larger back and forth between the U.S. and Canada. We're telling you these tariffs are 25% right now, but may go even higher. On Tuesday, President Trump said steel and aluminum tariffs could jump to 50%. This segment is in response to Canadian leaders saying they'd impose a 25% tariff on electricity imports.
Jamal, I know that you're on TV, you're doing the news, but we don't say president. I don't say President Trump. I say jackass Trump. So, and I'm still say that to this day. And Linda McMahon, take care of your man. That's all I got to say.
And the temperature needs to come down. And I thought this was the right decision. They understand how serious we are about the electricity and the tariffs.
While it's not clear if Canada is willing to move forward with electricity tariffs in the future, NBC is reporting it's unlikely that they will.
So what's next for the U.S. and Canada? Beside us, here's a live look in Washington, D.C., where leaders from both nations will meet tomorrow.
They plan to discuss revising the U.S., Mexico, and Canada free trade agreement before reciprocal tariffs take effect on April 2nd.
A first alert weather day for this upcoming weekend. In particular, it's Sunday that we're tracking a cold front. With it, heavy rain and thunderstorms set to move through. We're going to have some strong wind gusts as well, which is why we've issued this first alert weather
I'm
day.
done.
We'll keep an eye out for these stronger downpours and gusts.
I'm done eating.
As the leading edge of our cold front moves through. Now, with this boundary a little bit on the slower side, there will be the opportunity.
And Humana better not call me today and ask me about refills on my medication. I got in touch with PillPack yesterday.
You live by a neighborhood creek or pond, that can get
PillPack took care of that.
with water from the heavy rain on Sunday. And also, we've got to keep an eye out for our severe storm threat. They are possible with this cold front as it moves through South Carolina. As a matter of fact, our friends at the Storm Prediction Center are already on it 5 days in advance. Most of the eastern seaboard under a level 2 of 5, slight risk of severe weather. That's within all these areas that you see shaded on yellow on your screen. That includes almost all of South Carolina other than a tiny little sliver of the upstate, and it's within this area of South Carolina as our cold front moves through that we have the opportunity for damaging wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour and enough energy and spin to work with that there is a low tornado chance. It isn't zero, so something we'll need to respect accordingly, and we'll continue to bring your first alert with updates to our forecast as it's not until Sunday, so that means a lot of the timing aspects of this are going to change, but we do have enough agreement to tell you that there will be rain on Sunday. You will get some type of downpour as the cold front moves through, and there is a low chance at flash flooding. We would need the boundary to really slow down for that to begin to increase, and there is a low chance of severe weather. I wouldn't be surprised if a storm or two as the cold front dropped in had a wind gust of 60 to 70 miles per hour, which in turn would prompt a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, we'll bring your first alert with all these updates that we get as we head closer and closer to Sunday. Before we get there, beautiful weather though. Across the southeast, high pressure is in control. Remember, underneath high pressure, air sinks, and when air sinks, it compresses, and when you compress air, that's how it's able to heat up. So, with that in mind, as we get across the next couple of hours and into your afternoon, nothing but sunshine set to continue across South Carolina, and what that means for you is that clear skies are really going to help us warm up. Though it is a little chilly out the door this morning, your first alert to have some type of layer or jacket. Our transmitter site is calm in Kershaw County, but your temperatures are in the 40s, even a few of us briefly dipping into the upper 30s this morning, but we get rid of that chill very quickly. So you will need some type of jacket or coat of some fashion to get you out the door, at least for this morning. However, you could lose your layers fast because of how much faster we're going to warm up today. By the afternoon, we're talking a high temperature of about 81 degrees, which means that you want to get out for a round of golf, the river walk, sit out on the patio. All of these would be great things to do this afternoon to take advantage of the sunshine and soak it up. Of course, it'll feel nice outside later today, and even through the rest of the week and into the weekend. Some nice spring-like weather. More clouds with a weak wave of energy Thursday, Friday. Highs in the middle and upper 70s. Saturday, a lot more cloud cover in place. We keep an eye out for a slight chance of rain. A lot of us, though, will stay dry on Saturday, which means that if you're headed to downtown for the 5 Points Festival, not going to be too bad at all. And I'd say take advantage of it because Sunday, our cold front drops in, Jamal, with it, showers and thunderstorms, and we'll keep an eye out for our severe weather threat.
All right, Jenna, thank you so much. You may remember this frightening scene at the Columbia Center Mall on Easter weekend back in 2022.
Can't forget this. Well, now, one of the men who opened fire inside the crowded mall that day will spend 30 years behind bars.
Good.
On screen now is Amari Smith. He was sentenced with credit for time served after pleading guilty to 1 count of attempted murder, along with 9 counts of high and aggravated battery last November.
Now, the shooting happened back in April of 2022 when Smith, along with Joanne Price and Marquise Robinson, opened fire inside the mall, leaving at least a dozen people injured. Security footage was from the store inside the mall was
What else
played during
did I
Smith's
talk
hearing,
about?
and prosecutors say at least 6 people were shot by Smith.
I take full responsibility for my actions. I'm not making no excuses. I just hope and pray that one day I'll be able to live in my community and my society.
No.
Everybody sees it.
You tried to be the Terminator.
And Joanne Price was sentenced to 35 years in prison.
You got to go. You got to go to jail. You got to learn your lesson.
Is currently awaiting his sentence.
Literacy is the foundation pretty much for everything. So if kids have a strong foundation in literacy, they have more opportunities to do well in other disciplines, whether it be science, social studies, math.
Well, coming up tonight on WIS's Prime Time, strengthening child literacy to provide a foundation for other dreams. The United Way of the Midlands is helping more than 20 schools in the area improve student reading. Hear why educators think this skill is the foundation of success and how they are building lifelong skills within students. That's tonight right here on WIS at 7:30 p.m.
Alert first with real-time weather conditions of the Midlands whenever you want. WIS 10 First Alert Skyview. Your first alert. Sponsored by MUSC Health.
A call came in. It's a good one. Diagnosed by rookies.
We got a major problem, Detective Hickman.
What is it?
We're out of crime scene tape.
I hired a detective who was chomping at the bit to take the next step in his career.
Oh no.
This is my little brother, Henry.
Well, on my shield. It's on order.
I'll buy you one from the toy store.
Y'all married? Brother and sister.
Dodging the rain can get a little crazy, but WIS 10 has you covered. Now's the chance to win your very own First Alert weather umbrella. It's easy to enter, straight from the WIS app. Just scan the code, download, and tap. And every night, watch WIS News 10 at 5 o'clock. 2 winners will be randomly selected each week. Be prepared to be weather aware. Be alert first with your First Alert weather umbrella.
Sponsored by Resta Pros of the Midlands.
When you have a problem with your plumbing, go to the experts with a 90-year history of serving the Midlands. Bracington Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Call 803-808-1717 or visit BracingtonHomeservices.com. A plumbing problem is not a problem for Bracington.
What do you get when Zaxby's, an iconic chicken joint, applies this delicious crispy seasoning to shrimp? The collab everyone's been waiting for. In a Zaxby's box. Who's got the sauce? Zaxby's. From your streets,
This is an active situation.
your screens, being alert first
Here is what we know so far.
Means being prepared for what's next. With Columbia's top news team,
New details that you need to know best how this could have happened.
you're more informed, better connected.
We have a WIS crew on the scene.
You're alert first. WIS 10, your first alert.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna unplug the
All Meadows Sports Daily. All the hits right where it matters most. Local sports experts across the state. Every sport, every matchup, every game. It's all here. Watch it or stream it. All Meadows Sports Daily on All Meadows Sports and Entertainment.
Sink not draining? Toilet not flushing? Water heater leaving you cold? Then you need Bracington Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Call 803-808-1717 or or visit BracingtonHomeServices.com. Not a problem for Bracington.
Welcome back to right now. It's 6:50. We now have the preliminary report from deadly mid-air collision in Washington, D.C. earlier this year.
Washington correspondent Graham Olson sharing the latest on this.
Tuesday, the NTSB released its preliminary report on the mid-air collision over Washington that killed 67 on board American Airlines Flight 5342 and the U.S. Army helicopter. With the report came deep concern it could happen again unless there are changes.
The existing separation distances are insufficient and pose an intolerable risk to aviation safety and increasing the chances of a mid-air collision at TPA.
NTSB Jennifer Addison announced two urgent safety recommendations to the FAA. The agency suggests banning the specific route U.S. Army Black Hawk took while planes are using the two nearby runways, and for the FAA to find an alternate route for those helicopters. Shortly after, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy announcing the FAA will follow the recommendation. Policy emphasizes Tuesday's report is still just preliminary.
We still have a lot of work to do in this investigation, so the report contains only the facts that we're able to validate and release at this time.
Well, recent plane crashes sparking more worries in the skies. Now, two airlines say fear of flying is pushing ticket sales down. The American Airlines CEO saying a deadly mid-air collision in D.C. is a major factor in reduced revenue forecast this year. Delta CEO saying uncertainty about the economy and drop in consumer confidence is hurting its own carrier.
And here are several tips to help overcome any flying fears. Health experts recommend you try deep breathing, meditation, and distraction. Bring a book, maybe listen to some music or watch a movie on board. It can also be helpful to talk to others around you. And in extreme cases, therapy, medication can help, but it's best to discuss it with your doctor.
I take therapy any day. I take the medicine any day.
Here's one supplement claimed it improved memory. But the truth, it can't support those claims. Choose Nariva Plus, which supports 6 brain health indicators, including memory, with clinically tested ingredients. It's time to switch to Nariva.
There's a reason the Flappy Flaily inflatable tube man dominated the dance-off. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Did you know taking Zyzol at night relieves allergies while you sleep? So you wake refreshed for a more productive day. Get 24-hour continuous relief that does not fade. In Zyzol, take Zyzol at night.
Sometimes it takes a different approach to see the possibilities all around you.
How are the girls?
They're amazing, Dad. As a Capella University nurse practitioner student, you'll learn the advanced skills you need to face the nursing challenges of today and tomorrow.
Hey, still the same question.
With Capella University.
Do we have a backup system for this currently in the United States? Not a single backup.
The threat that could bring America to a standstill, plus turning toxic land into an urban playground. Investigate TV Plus. Today at 11 on WIS.
For years, one supplement claimed it improved memory. But the truth, it can't support those claims. Choose Nariva Plus, which supports 6 brain health indicators, including memory, with clinically tested ingredients. It's time to switch to Nariva.
We're here for the walk-offs, the shutouts, the moments that make you nervous. Palmetto Sports and Entertainment. The Braves play here.
Recapping your top stories this morning, a Lugoff Elgin High School student is now behind bars after deputies say he took a loaded handgun to school. 18-year-old Taylor Weston is charged with unlawful carry of a firearm on school property. According to investigators, they found the gun in his car during a traffic stop. He has since been booked to the CASHAPP County Detention Center.
Meanwhile, in Suffolk County, deputies need your help in finding a missing man. On your screen now is 18-year-old Henry DeBoe. Family members say they haven't had any contact with him since Sunday night. Officials say he has dementia and lives by himself, and he doesn't have a cell phone. So deputies say he was last seen Monday along Milford Plantation Road, headed towards Pinewood. If you see him or know where he might be, please contact the Suffolk County Sheriff's Office immediately. Now, 6:56, we're getting new video into the newsroom showing the last moments an American college student was seen before going missing in the Dominican Republic. Jordan Markoff joining us live at the Alert Desk. Jordan, this case has grabbed so many people's attention across the country.
Yeah, it certainly has, and there's still really no answers here. The search is entering its 6th day now. The University of Pittsburgh student, Tavisha Kanaki. Now, she was on a spring break trip in July. You can see in some of the surveillance video here that we're getting in, it shows what appears to be her last known location. You can see in the video that she was walking with 5 other friends toward the beachfront. This was on March 6th. Well, Dominican Republic National Police say Kanaki disappeared after 4:15 a.m. that day near their resort where she was staying. Investigators say the last known person to have been with her on the beach, a 24-year-old man, has changed his story over time. And hours after Kanaki's friends returned to the hotel, he came back alone. Police say they're now expanding that search by re-interviewing some of the people last seen with her. They say they found no blood or any signs of violence while searching on the beach.
All right, Jordan, thank you so much. But by a narrow 4-3 decision, Richland School District 1's board voted to terminate all contracts associated with its Early Learning Center construction project.
Construction on the center has been paused since last January, and since then, a state inspector general report showed wasted money and mismanagement, among other things. Well, the State Department of Education also elevated its level of financial oversight, and the district has faced multiple lawsuits over its handling of the project itself. The board says one reason behind the decision is cost to capacity. Since construction was paused, the district says it's wrapped up more than $3 million in associated costs.
I do not consider this to be an indictment of the move forward or the location of an early learning center. My concern and my plan is to stop spending all that money on a project when no one is allowed to work it.
While it's unclear what the next steps are now that the contract has been canceled, the board stands united in a commitment to young learners. And speaking of Richland 1, the district also asking for the community's input in selecting its next superintendent. The first pair of meetings will be held tonight at Eau Claire High School Theater and Dreher High School. A meeting will also be held tomorrow at Lower Richland High School's auditorium. All those events start at 7 p.m. Anyone can attend. You can also provide feedback online. The district has a survey that's open now. It'll close next Thursday, March 20th. We have those details on our website, wistv.com.
We've got a little bit of some extra congestion around Broad River Bridge this morning, so keep in mind whatever trouble spots, you might need to use the brakes a little bit extra if you are traveling the Broad River Bridge. Thankfully, though, no active accidents at this time. Drive times don't look too bad either. You're headed from UG into downtown this morning, taking her into Malfunction Junction, taking you about 3 minutes this morning. Lake Murray into downtown. The normal drive time is about 5 or 6 minutes to get today started. Warm weather ahead of us. It's going to be awesome later today. Your high temperature 81 degrees under a sky full of sunshine. More middle and upper 70s with more clouds for Thursday and Friday. Saturday's toasty, breezy, warm with a high of 82 degrees. And then Sunday, first alert weather day in effect as we track a chance at strong to severe thunderstorms with our next cold front. We're going to talk more about this cold front on the CW in just a few moments.
Yeah, Chandler, be sure to join us this morning on the CW. You can find us on NBC's 10.2, Channel 7 on Spectrum, as well as our streaming platforms, including YouTube TV and Hulu.
Also, be sure to download that WIS First Alert Weather app and our news app to stay up to date with the latest stories and our forecast. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, I'm about ready to get that second cup of coffee.
Your first alert. This is WIS Sunrise.
This morning on Sunrise, Richland School District 1 has voted to terminate all contracts associated with its Early Learning Center project. what board members say led to this narrow decision.
And the House of Representatives has passed a spending resolution to keep the government open. Both sides of the aisle are reacting as the bill heads to the Senate.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Sunrise on the CW. I'm Intisar Faulkner.
And I'm Jamal Goss. We're going to be with you on this Wednesday, starting off with your first alert forecast. And yeah, the next big thing our first alert weather team is tracking is heavy rain and the possibility of severe storms this weekend.
Joining us now is First Alert meteorologist Chandler Jordan with the latest. Chandler, a First Alert weather day at the latter half of the weekend, but we have some nice days ahead, so hopefully people can get out and enjoy this before this rain comes.
Yeah, and I'd say it's all the more of a reason, Intisar and Jamal, to get outside and enjoy these warmer days is because we've got the chance at strong or severe thunderstorms on Sunday with our next cold front as it moves through. That's why we've issued a First Alert weather day for the chance at heavy rain and strong gusts of wind for the end of the upcoming weekend. With this cold front, the downpours will be numerous and on the strong side at times, and of course with the slower moving boundary, can't entirely rule out a little bit of isolated flash flooding with it. I think the main thing we'll keep an eye out for the opportunity of severe weather, the main threat, damaging wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour, and thankfully this again isn't until Sunday, and in the meantime, some great weather to enjoy. Your first alert to grab a jacket out the door this morning. It is a little bit on the chilly side.
It's a little bit nip.
Started around Columbia and dropped to 41 degrees while you were sleeping overnight. For a lot of us, upper 30s even in place as we wake up and get the morning going. Manning, one of our chilly spots this morning, your temperature 39 degrees. Orangeburg, you're chilly as well, 42 degrees as you step out this morning. And good morning to Lexington, coming in at a frigid 41 as you get your Wednesday started. For the coffee cast, definitely a warm one to wake up with this morning, but look at how fast these temperatures are crawling out there. 10 o'clock in the morning, mid-60s. By lunchtime, we're around the 70-degree mark, and then once we get into the afternoon, skies full of sunshine continuing across the region. Your high temperature is going to top out around 82 degrees. So we've got a lot of sunshine to work with. A very nice second half of the day. We'll talk more about your first alert weather day and the chance of severe weather this weekend. Jamal, coming up in just a couple of minutes.
All right, we'll see you in just a few minutes, Chandler. Thank you. The first alert out of Kershaw County this morning. A Lugoff Elgin High School student is now behind bars after deputies say he took a loaded handgun to school. 18-year-old Taylor Weston is charged. Unlawful carry of a firearm on school property. According to investigators, Weston was stopped after he ran a stop sign. During that traffic stop, officials say they smelled marijuana in his car, and during the search, found the gun along with THC vapes. He's since been booked into the Kershaw County Detention Center.
Meanwhile, in Sumter County, deputies helped to find a missing man. On your screen right now is 82 years old.
That's why they stopped him. Oh shit.
They haven't had contact with him since Sunday night. Officials say he has dementia, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. He also lives by himself, and he doesn't have a cell phone. Well, deputies say he was last seen Monday along Milford Plantation Road, heading towards Pinewood. If you see him or know where he might be, please contact the Sumter County Sheriff's Office immediately.
We're just into the newsroom. Police are investigating after a man was shot at the Chicago O'Hare Airport this morning. Jordan Markoff joining us live at the alert desk in Jordan. Should flyers still be worried for their safety?
Well, Jamal, police say that they do have a suspect in the shooting in their custody right now, and that person is being interviewed. Police got a call about an altercation that was happening between multiple people outside of Terminal 2 on the street. Allegedly, shots were fired, and a 25-year-old man sustained 2 gunshot wounds to the lower body. The victim was then taken to a local hospital where he's reportedly in stable condition. Authorities say that essentially this was a fight that turned into a shooting. Again, police have confirmed that a potential suspect in that shooting is being interviewed right now, but they have not disclosed any possible motives in that shooting. The investigation is still underway at this time.
Inspector General beat us up because of procedure. It's been stated that we are concerned about the execution of it. You're not concerned about the execution of this? Where's the plan?
By narrow 4-3 decision, Richland School District 1's board has voted to terminate all contracts associated with its Early Learning Center construction project. Construction on the center has been paused since last January, and since then, the state inspector general report shows wasted money and mismanagement, among other things.
The State Department of Education also elevated its level of financial oversight, and the district has faced multiple lawsuits over its handling of the project itself. The board says one reason behind the decision is cost to taxpayers. Since construction was paused, the district says it's racked up more than $3 million in associated costs.
I do not consider this to be an indictment of the need for or the location of an early learning center. My concern and my plan is to stop
THC oils, not legal here in South Carolina. CBD oils, legal in South Carolina. Kratom, legal in South Carolina.
Well, speaking of Richland 1, the district is asking for community's input in selecting the next superintendent. The first pair of meetings will be held tonight at Eau Claire High School and Dreher High School auditorium, and then a meeting will also be held tomorrow at Lower Richland High School's auditorium. All those events start at 7 p.m. and anyone can attend.
You can also provide feedback online. A district survey is now open and will close next Thursday, March 20th. You can find that survey on our website also by downloading our WIS News app. And you can also scan that QR code today to download the app for free. Our first alert in Washington, D.C. this morning. You're getting a live look as lawmakers work to prevent a government shutdown. Right now, the government is set to run out of money late Friday night unless both parties can come to an agreement.
The first obstacle is now cleared after the House narrowly passes a spending bill to avoid a shutdown. It would fund the government through September of this year and supports President Donald Trump's agenda. That includes a significant downsize of the federal government. The bill now heads to the Senate, where it will need bipartisan support to get it over the finish line.
Meanwhile, the Federal Department of Education plans to cut nearly half of its workforce. Top officials at the department announcing the cuts. Employees got a memo this week telling them to leave their office and begin working from home. Those affected by the cuts will go on administrative leave starting March 21st. These layoffs will take effect in 90 days. Roughly 4,100 people work for the department, and about 1,300 are set to be let go.
We have a first alert for you this morning with new 25% tariffs on steel
Linda
and
McMahon, you better
starting today.
don't treat the DOE like it's the WWE. I mean, you got those two letters mixed up, you know. You got the E right, but the D and the O is not the World Wrestling Entertainment. Okay? Because trust me, that's what you're going to turn this out to be.
Costs could also rise for home appliances, machinery, infrastructure, and more. Boating safety is a top priority. This is after two bodies were pulled out of Lake Wateree over the weekend. DNR spokesperson Charlotte McGee stopped by our WIS studio earlier this week to share some of the resources that the department offers to keep you and your family safe on the water.
I mean, with the weather, being warmer this weekend, people are going to be out enjoying the water, and so we want to make sure that they know all of the resources. And so one of the things is weather and water can change rapidly, so make sure that you are filing a float plan. We have a float plan available on our website, and that's letting somebody know where you're going, how long you plan to be there, when you plan to return, and so that's some of the resources we offer, as well as boating education. This is huge. So we offer free in-person boating education courses. You can go online to our website, www.dnr.sc.gov, and you can see a list of these free courses. We also offer an online course for a small fee, and this is really going to teach the fundamentals of boating safety.
State law requires everyone born after July 1st of 2007 to pass a boating education course before operating a boat. SCDNR offers free boating classes almost every Saturday. So this weekend, there will be two classes available. The first is at Central Carolina Technical College in Sumter. It's happening from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. And then the second course will be held at Flotilla Island on Lake Murray in Chapin. That session from 8:30 a.m. until 1 p.m.
Well, still ahead on Sunrise, a $1.8 billion mystery back in the spotlight.
How the independent auditors who discovered the accounting error are reacting to the treasurer's testimony.
A lot of the rest of your work week and even into the upcoming weekend, we are warned for.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead. Since there ain't nothing else going on, I'm in this right now. I'm enjoying my cup of coffee. Let me show you my coffee. Enjoy this cup of coffee. And I'll see y'all later. Bye bye. Bye y'all. Bye bye.